Okay, welcome to another episode of the Commander Durdle. We're up to Journey into Nyx, and the legendary I've chosen from the set is Iroas. So with Iroas, it's a 7/4 indestructible. It's 2 red-white. However, as long as your devotion to red and white is less than 7, Iroas isn't a creature. So we've got to get our devotion up before we can start swinging with this. But what's interesting is creatures you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Prevent all damage that we've dealt to attacking creatures you control. So I'm going to go with Soldier Tribal theme. There's going to be a little bit of a sort of token sub-theme as well. So, you know, ways in which I can sort of double up as well on creatures that are already out there. In terms of what I pulled out of here, obviously I've got the land artwork from Theros. What I tend to do when I do these episodes now is if I can find something that I think's going to be, you know, a commander that specifically references some sort of keyword or ability or mechanic in the set, I'll go with that. If not, I'll just go with you know, a neat choice that I fancy building around, which is what's happened here. And in terms of the other cards, I'll try and keep it fairly simple in terms of I just pick a couple of cards of each card type and then let the algorithm that's built into Architect, the EDH Rec one, do all the heavy lifting, unless there's a specific keyword or mechanic or ability that I'm doing, in which case this will be a lot more chock-a-block with that. So I've just pulled in a few interesting cards really from the set in this instance. So I wanted to include Launch the Fleet, which is this one that allows you to strive against this ability. So until end of turn, any number of target creatures each game, whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 white soldier creature token onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. And then we've got Twin Flame, another strive one. So choose any number of target creatures. For each of them, put a token that's a copy of the creature onto the battlefield. Those tokens have haste. So these go away. These get exiled. These don't. Now the only thing is, this is interesting. This puts specifically white soldier creature tokens into play. This puts a copy of whatever the creature is. Now, of course, if I'm playing soldiers, it'll put copies of mainly what soldiers are in there. But it's, you know, a token of any creature, including ones that potentially might have additional abilities. But we'll see how that pans out. We've got Spear of Cavalry, 3 and 2 white, 2/2 with flying and double strike. You know, I'm just looking for a white soldier in the set that looked, you know, interesting. I mean, it becomes a, you know, it does double hit, has flying. So you've got a, you know, flyer for 5 that does double strike. Going to leave it in there for the moment. It's primarily to attract other soldiers, in terms of the, you know, this seed, but we'll see if anything trumps this, which I'm sure there might be, and we will go with that and swap it out if that's the case. Aegis of the Gods. This is interesting. 1 and a white, 2/1, and you actually have hexproof, so you can't be the target spells or abilities your opponents control. Enchantment wise, I like the look of this. Creatures you control get +2/+2. It also has flash. An Armament of Nyx. Enchanted creatures has double strike as long as it's an enchantment. Otherwise, prevent all damage that will be dealt by enchanted creatures. So, the idea is this goes on our friend up here. Gives it double strike. But, it has dual use. If we put it on another creature, prevent all damage that will be dealt by enchanted creatures. So we can use it against an opponent, if you like. as long as it's not a enchantment creature, of course. Then we've got some fixing here, Hall of Triumph, although we've got to choose obviously whether it's red or white. We've got Godsends, again we can equip up. This is less likely to happen, but it's more this where it's sort of exiling stuff that's... so whenever a equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by one or more creatures, you may exile one of those creatures. Chariot of Victory gives the equipped creature first strike, trample and haste. So I'm going to have a little bit of a Voltron theme going here, seeing as this is a 7/4. An Armory of Iroas, whenever a equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So yeah, we'll just see how that plays out. Again, if it doesn't go down an interesting route, then I'll probably pull those out. So what to start with? I think let's go in and just check the status of the search. So we just do this again. I'm going to try and remember to keep redoing this as I bring stuff in, because obviously I want it to re-evaluate the choices. So maybe I should start with artifacts this time around. Interesting. Whenever the opponent casts their first, draw a card. I don't know how well it's going to synergize. I do like this. Okay, let's get some fixing. It's interesting on this commander. So this is always nice in a like weenie deck. Because you can cast it on your own creatures, and if they're 1/1s, then do card draw. The downside is if I've got a lot of pump spells, it doesn't always play out so well. I mean, effectively I can cast it on anything. That's 1/1 and use it like removal as well on small creatures. I should make sure I've got, because we're in red-white, so I need to leverage as much card draw as I can, I suppose. And fixing. Oops. That's rather a lot of artifacts. I don't think I want to play that many. So let's just check this. Do I want to play... How do I want to do this? Yeah. There was a reason why I was going to put this in based on other cards I know it might suggest, but it's probably not, probability wise it's not great. Let's leave that for the moment. What have we got? Oh, assemble the Legion, of course. Okay, put a muster. Right. For an event, we'll create one or more tokens on. Yeah. So that's interesting because that duplicates the effect on my commander. Yeah, we'll stick with that for the moment. Let's look at some utility land here. I might as well play one of the temples and command tower. Okay, let's cut this down a bit. What's our balance at the moment? Okay. I'm sure that will change as we add stuff. Let me leave creatures till last, I think. Have a look at Planeswalkers. I think I know what it's going to suggest here. We've got Elspeth. Not surprisingly. There's probably a couple of Elspeths that would be appropriate. Let me just see. Right. Oh. That was very clever of me. So, what do I want going on here? So this one, -2.3, 1 white soldier creatures. What's the ultimate? Okay. See, there is that Basri. does. Decisions. That synergizes nice with some of those other sorceries instants. Oh yeah. Let's try that in the deck. Right. What have we got? It's definitely thinking. Yeah. Path to exile. Because it's spelled during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain vigilance until end of turn. See what else we get suggested now. Look at that. Right, so we will put some, I don't know if we need many sorceries in here. I've got a couple, let's just see what turns up. Why not? I haven't played it in a deck for a while. Leave it at that for the moment. $72. Okay, start whacking some creatures in here. Oh, good old Aldrich. I definitely want Aldrich in here. Being of each combat you control first strike. Boom. Okay, whenever you're dealt damage, you may create that many 1/1. Yep. Although, what's the wording on? That's fine. Now I skipped over something as I came down in a hurry and I wanted that. Okay. Source would deal damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls. That source deals double that damage. I mean, you know, we're basically sport for choice here, with there being so many soldiers potentially. We're playing white. Maybe we should play that. Okay, we roll. How are we doing? 7 more cards, right. Certainly looks like a fun deck. I haven't checked the curve yet. That's the only thing. Some of the utility creatures that are going in here look like they could be quite high casting cost. Okay. What have we got down the end here? There we are, Field Marshal. That's what I want. An Intrepid Hero. I might have overdone it a little bit. Oh no, that's good. So one more card. Oh, there we go. To the meek. Yeah, I don't know if my curve's that good. So let's just look at that curve. Yeah. So actually we don't have that much red in here, funnily enough. So if I take that down, put that up, red spells are all single. So, oh no, oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's hybrid mana. It's only a Aurelia. Anything I'm missing here? I think I'll leave it like that for the moment. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. So, saved. If I'm just going to export this, I might end up changing this. Right. So, oh, you already have a Path to Exile. This comes out turn 4. Turn 3 Burnished Hart. We do have 3 mana. We have a response and a resurgence. Okay. So, that goes out, draw a card. That goes out, draw a card. Okay, so we don't have any red mana, but we can fix that in a moment. So, that's it. So it doesn't look like, so our main problem at the moment is we're definitely hitting our planes, but we're not getting any, but this will get remedied. So we cast this out next turn. We can then sacrifice it and get 2 red mana out. Okay, got an instant. We don't have any enchantments yet. We do have Captain of the Watch. This is 6 mana. So if I was to crack that, where's our... It's 2 basic land cards, and they do go in tapped, but we now have 6 mana, and we can get our Iroas out, which is indestructible as well. So that, cast that. Oh, actually no, I can't yet because they come into play tapped, don't I? I've got to wait till my following turn. So what I would probably, so just to remind me, let's tap those. So what can I play? In essence, nothing really. So draw, untap, untap, that. I can now get that out, and got 3 white left. This really helps. Okay. Yep, so I can cast this. Okay. So it's a bit of a bit on the slow side. So yeah, I can now start casting out creatures each turn, but let's just, wow. That's a rather high curve. Yeah. Let's just go back to the deck. I might want to tweak this a little bit. If we got anything high end that's off the charts, let me just take that out. Fix that. Twin frame. Okay, let me just try again. Just going to export this. Okay. Planes is out. Yeah, we're still. Wow, we are very badly mana screwed. Okay, so I can destroy enchantments, but I'm okay now. So we're basically one drop behind on our land drops. We can now get this out, and then we've got a mountain comes in. Okay, and then we can crack this if we want to get more land, or we can play out something with red-white, but it appears this is not going to be a particularly fast deck. And I think obviously with this, not surprisingly, the main reason for that is our curve, I suppose. So if we wanted a faster deck, we would need to probably get rid of some of this and pump up our 2-drops. So, you know, looking for certain, you know, bears, I suppose, in white and red that are synergistic with that. So I'm just looking like what might I cut to make this a little bit faster? I suppose anything up here. I'd want to keep that. So anything that doesn't really synergize with soldiers might come out. I don't my Balefire Liege. I keep my Phyrexian Rebirth in. Yeah, so the deck definitely needs a little bit of tweaking, I think, here and there to get it to just run a bit smoother, but I'm not going to do that in this particular video. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. It was interesting for me just to see where you've got a soldier tribal where the commander is not a soldier. And there's a number of different things you can obviously run with the benefit of running Iroas, which is indestructible and has this limitation on the way in which blocking works and damage prevention and stuff like that. So, you know, you could go a little bit more tokens, or maybe another tribe that doesn't necessarily have a very strong tribal, you know, like a red-white creature tribe that doesn't have necessarily a good red-white commander that might be helpful. And then, you know, and you can do other things like, you know, there's obviously red-white angels, and you could, this is a 7/4, so you could probably go with an equipment deck, or, you know, other things like giants, maybe. I mean, obviously things like goblins, you know, would be better off with a goblin commander. But there's, you know, imagine if you sat down and mapped out all the red-white tribal creatures, you could certainly come up with some interesting tribal decks where Iroas is the commander. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next video.